It is a poolside chat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the backyard. He's late. I'm never late. I get here exactly when I get here. That's what time I'm supposed to get here. I'm using AirPods, so I hope it sounds okay. I'm sitting in the backyard next to my disgusting pool. The weather and the pollen has brought us algae, which the pool company charges a lot more to get rid of. It looks a lot better now than it did yesterday, though. We're making great progress. Still a greenish tint. We don't need that. Party jobs, wee! Party jobs, woo! What's up, everybody? It's good to see you. It's draft day, which is a celebration. I think what I need to do is just stay off social media. Because on social media, it seems like everybody's freaking out about the Cowboys screwing stuff up and picking terrible players and bitching and moaning and complaining. Water's not supposed to be green, but I have lots of trees, and the storms have gone and put stuff in there. And then the regular cleanings haven't been enough, so they had to come supersize it. They came by yesterday. Next week, when they clean it, it'll be great. You can see it. Oh, yeah, I can see the chat. I can see the chat. Uh, so, yeah, it's about to be 3 a.m., and these Tyler Smith rumors are not helping. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, Andrew. Yes, the Tyler Smith rumors also. People need to stop freaking out about stuff. Cowboys probably aren't going to pick Tyler Smith. If they do, I'll be like, man, that wasn't a very good pick, I don't think. And then maybe we'll end up being wrong. It's just weird to freak out about stuff before it happens. Today is NFL draft day and potentially a Mavs clinch night. What? It doesn't get better than that. Tyler Smith is the next tyrant, maybe. Excuse me. You're going to have to kind of teach him how to play offensive tackle. But the Rumorooskies, we can go Rumorooskies. What if we get wiped out at guard? Do we trade back or take BPA? Dude, they could do absolutely anything. They could do anything. The Cowboys could pick a wide receiver. They could pick a guard. Tyler Linderbaum is in play. They could pick a center. They got. They could move up, which I do have to tell you, I am anti move up. I hate the trade up for a non quarterback. I am anti that. Unless something wild ass happens with a premium position like Kayvon Thibodeau being available in the teens, then I'd be like, sure, fine, break the rules, go get him, go get him. Um, Things that I have heard that are worth watching tonight. Is it possible that they trade up? Sure, it's absolutely possible. The Cowboys are interested in both Charles Cross and uh, Trevor Penning, the Northern Iowa tackle. They're interested in both of those guys. I am anti trading up for either one. But if one of them made it all the way to you, great. They do believe that Trevor Penning could play guard initially and then eventually be Tyron Smith's replacement. I don't know for a fact that they think that Charles Cross could be an immediate guard, but I guess I don't see why he couldn't. I've just never thought of him that way. But Penning could play guard, and you just put him in there being a nasty, angry, strong dude, and then eventually, hopefully, have him be your left tackle. That's cool. Kevin Austin. I'll take Calvin Austin in the fourth. Trent, I appreciate the super chat though. Bubba Bolden draft. Well, I don't remember if he's on my board or not. I want London. Let's have some fun. Yeah, you could do thoughts on Ross Tucker's stance on why they shouldn't draft a lot at all in round one. There is nothing that they shouldn't take in round one. It's all silliness. It's all silliness. Everybody likes to have hot takes. If they took Tyler Linderbaum at 24, that's a good pick. If Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson is to pick at 24, I think that's a good pick. If you've got the right wide receiver on the board at 24, that's a great pick. You just combine what the Cowboys have on their roster right now with what positional value is of wide receiver, which is huge. It's a great pick. If you've got the right pass rusher, fine. People getting people get way too emotionally prepared to be sad or angry. It's NFL draft day. You know what would be perfect is that everybody got all fired up about who the Cowboys were or weren't going to pick today. And instead, the Cowboys went full blown genius mode and they just traded down. Didn't even pick a player today. So many people would be so sad, and I would be so happy. No, there are not beans on the menu tonight. I hate beans. If Cowboys pick Tyler Smith over Sky Moore, are you mad? Well, mad's not the word. Because if they took what they believe to be their potential franchise left tackle at 24, it's okay. It would bother me because I couldn't imagine that they've scouted the player and think that he's worth the 24th overall pick. He's just not, his tape isn't that good. I think you have to teach him how to play the position, essentially. He's a really good athlete and he's strong. He is toolsy. He is, like when Dane Brugler tells us, teams draft traits, not production. That's why the name Tyler Smith is out there, because he has the traits. He's an athletic guy. He's a strong guy. He's a big guy. It's a nice starting point, but it's a starting point. Doc Holiday Festival in Denison this weekend. Bought a Say When Doc shirt. Yes, I want a Say When shirt. Of course I do. Are you kidding me? uh, where's my beer? I don't have beer yet. I'm trying to find energy drinks, but the place where I go with the gym that I go to the classes and stuff, they're not open right now. They're open in the morning and in the evening for their classes. And they weren't open. And I ran out of my Spark. And I ran out of my energy drink. Everybody stop freaking out about Tyler Smith. He's not going to be the pick. Jeez. You got people out here doing these mock drafts scaring people. Don't be afraid. It's effing NFL Draft Thursday. We're going to have fun. Your team is good at drafting. We're going to pick a good player. Energy drink of choice. I was a Spark guy, and lately I've been doing Bo Melton, Tyler Algier. Bo Melton's fine, mid rounds. If you're hoping you can get a guy who could be an NFL third receiver, maybe, he's fine. He's fine. If Dallas gets their running game going, do we need a high drafted receiver? You don't necessarily need one. You could probably get by with a receiver drafted somewhere else or something in free agency. Or hell, maybe James Washington's better than I give him credit for. But their receiver core right now is not very good. CeeDee Lamb is, well, I take that back. Their receiver core right now is fine once Gallup gets back. So really, it would just be starting the season for 3 or 4 weeks before he gets back. Especially if something happened to CD and your receiver core suddenly is James Washington, Noah Brown, and Simi Fehoko. Yeesh. They need a quarterback. Who are the top guys worthy of trading up for? No one. No one is worth trading up for except for quarterbacks, and the Cowboys don't need a quarterback. If the Cowboys trade up, I will immediately say the Cowboys did a bad thing here. But if it's Kayvon Thibodeau, I'll get over it. You can give me a kick-ass pass rusher. You guys see the mocks this morning? A lot of people have Kayvon Thibodeau going number 2 overall. We did the whole cute thing throughout the process where everybody would ignore how awesome his tape is and that he plays in an important position. And it was just like, I don't know, man, branding. And what if he doesn't love all the stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then the day of the draft, everybody's mock draft. Like, just kidding. He's going to go in the top 2. Kayvon Thibodeau's a stud. If he slides, gimme, 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 gimme. Who will be this year's player that slides? It might be Tyler Linderbaum. It's Tyler Linderbaum and Nakobe Dean, center out of Iowa, linebacker out of Georgia, are the 2 guys that, because their measurables don't match up to what NFL teams are used to or dream of and aren't perfect, that they both might not get picked tonight. And it'll end up being a mistake. They'll end up being really good. The cute thing is having Trayvon Walker number 1 overall. Yeah, I don't get that one, man. I don't get it. I mean, I get that he's a long-armed, super athletic guy that plays defensive end, and I get having him as a first-round player, but you've got 2 guys that play the same position as Trayvon Walker in Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson, who are just way better pass rushers. Way better. And somebody's going to ignore that and pick the tools? Like, I believe I saw that he would be the least productive pass rusher taken in like the last 10 or 15 years in the top 3 or top 5, much less number 1 overall. Just so weird. So weird. But hey, Jags going Jag. Thoughts on Alec Pierce, wide receiver, Cincinnati, and Josh Pascal? Pascal is very much like the Cowboys when they drafted Chauncey Golston in the third round, where I don't think Josh Pascal, this is a Kentucky defensive end, where I don't think he's like a great pass rusher, but he's a good player. So to me, that's like a third round guy where you're like, look, I'd love to have a pass rusher that's going to give me double digit sacks, but there's also a place in this league for a guy who's going to give me 5 sacks and be a really good run player and just be a good football player. And Alec Pierce, I like fine. I don't think he plays the way he tested. He tested as a super elite athlete. I don't necessarily see that on tape. So I think, again, third round, Alec Pierce, sure. First or second, not so much. Here you go, neighbor. Kenyon Green, Zion Johnson, Tyler Linderbaum, or London would fit really nice. Thank you, Andrew, neighbor man. Yeah, I would Kenyon Green, Zion Johnson, Tyler Linderbaum, Drake London. Those are all fine. Those are all fine. Well, a strong side defensive end in Dallas is an edge. If you're playing on the edge, you are an edge. Penning at guard. Yes, the Cowboys think that Trevor Penning can play guard. The Cowboys are interested in drafting Trevor Penning and having him play guard and then eventually being their left tackle. Why does anybody talk about prospects, in-game penalties more? Kid from Tulsa and Kenyon Green are both penalty machines. Well, the kid from Tulsa is a penalty machine because the kid from Tulsa doesn't really know what he's doing. His feet and his hands aren't together. His hand placement isn't consistent. Like, it's all just athleticism, and I'm better than the people that I'm playing against at this point in our lives because I'm at Tulsa. So yeah, I hope, much like many other people, I hope old Tyler What's His Butt is not the pick at 24. I don't think he will be, so I'm not gonna freak out about anything right now. We're just gonna hang out in the backyard and pass time for the next. How long to the draft? And what do we do until then? Should the Cowboys trade up or should still at 24? They should trade down. They should always trade down. Other third round edges. I don't have my board in front of me. That's the thing about the pre-draft chat. The pre-draft chat doesn't involve me sitting in the computer. The pre-draft chat involves me sitting in the backyard, chilling. What do we got? Probably 6.5 hours until I go live. Okay. Million possibilities for the Cowboys tonight. A million. Food plan for the draft. I don't have one. I'll probably just make a sandwich. And yes, I will be going live for the draft. I'll probably go live at 6:30, 6:45. Kevin Turner, KT, is going to join me at 7 o'clock. And we will probably drink and we will probably enjoy the draft. It'll be great. How do you feel about Jalen Tolbert? Good. Jalen Tolbert's a nice second-round player. South Alabama, but he's a really good route runner. Really good at creating separation. How far would you trade up for Jordan Davis? None. Still doing content with Vach. Yeah, we'll get together. We both got a lot happening, but we'll get together. Sell the truck for number 7 or number 13. No, stop trading up. How would you feel about trading up for London? No. Eric, thank you for the super chat. No, no, no. Stop trading up. Trading up is evil. Gandalf does not approve of trading up. All I know is I'm not getting mad at the pick this year. Let's have some fun on this holiday from Stadius, even if it's Tyler Smith. Yeah, if it's Tyler Smith, I won't like the pick, and I'll hope to be proven wrong. What's the chatter about Dotson? Another guy that I'm like, at 24, Jahan Dotson? Not for me, but could be wrong. He could absolutely end up being worth it. He's a fun player. He plays an important position. He can make big plays. Jahan Dotson, he's cool. Thoughts on getting a tight end or running back to avoid an expensive 2023 contract? I think they're going to do both of those. I think they're going to draft a tight end at some point in the third or fourth round, and I could totally see them drafting a running back somewhere on day 3. Because if you weren't going to draft a tight end, you would be trying to get a long-term deal done with Dalton Schultz, and I haven't heard anything about that. Which tight end do we want? I'll tell you which tight ends I want. Damn it, I have all my names in front of me. What's UCLA guy, Dulcich? I want Dulcich or Jelani Woods. Those are my guy. Would you trade 2 number 1 picks to guarantee Kayvon? I don't know. Why do I hate trading up? Okay, the reason I hate trading up, this is why I hate trading up. Because what trading up is doing is it's putting entirely too much confidence in your ability to identify who's better than who in the exact right order. And we're not good at it. Like, I can separate guys into tiers, and it's been studied. And the NFL can do this too. If you separate the draft guys into like tiers, like which receivers were picked between number 5 and 25, and then you take the group that was picked from 50 to 75, they'll have gotten, for the most part, the guys in the right tiers. But when you go within that same group and say, did they get it right on the exact order? The answer is usually no. So when you're trading up, you're giving up multiple picks for the right to pick a specific person. And the odds, and this is just an odds game, there's always exceptions to the rule, and you can always win trading up. You can. People have before. But on average, what happens is the guy at the same position that you traded up for that comes off the board next is probably about as good as the guy that you went up for. And you lost an additional pick to go up who was probably going to be an NFL starter if you give up a second or third round pick. So it's just a law of averages game. You're going to make exceptions. Teams are going to value certain players and think, you know what? No, we're right about this guy. We're going to get him, and it'll work out just fine. But on average, you don't want to trade up. Trading up is losing. Trading down is winning. Which wide receiver creates the most separation? Why not trade up if there are only 14 first-round grades? Just let one fall to you. It's not like their 14 first-round grades are going to be the first 14 players off the board. Just let it happen. And if you're not going to end up with one of them, that's okay. Just go get even more of your second round grades by trading down. It's cool. What was I going to answer? Oh, the separation thing. I think the guys who are the best separators in this draft class are Garrett Wilson at Ohio State, Sky Moore, of course. Chris Olave might fall into that group. He's a really good route runner. Uh, but I'd probably take Garrett Wilson as the best separator. Jalen Tolbert's good at it too. Drake London, though, Jeff. I love Drake London. Drake London weirds me out. I'm just not that his physical profile is just weird. It's a rare physical profile. The 6'4" guy that is like he's quicker and more nimble than you would expect for that size. He's good with the football in his hands. He's not a great separator. It's just his physical profile is very rare in the NFL, and that's why I err on the side of putting some other wide receivers in front of him. But there's not a lot to dislike on his tape. Mid-round linebacker to allow Micah to rush the passer. Who are my mid-round linebackers? Channing Tindall at Georgia. Troy Anderson at Montana State. Chad Muma at Wyoming. Man, I'm worthless without all the names in front of me. Troy Anderson, Chad Muma. Quay Walker's going to go early. And crap, Nakobe Dean, it sounds like he's going to be a second-round player. Christian Watson has a rare physical profile, too. Yeah, but Christian Watson's profile is, I guess it's rare in terms of his 40 time combined with his height and his testing numbers. But there's plenty of tall, fast receivers. There's not a lot of guys in the league that play like Drake London, so it just throws me off. Christian Watson, the biggest problem is he's incredibly raw and doesn't have very good hands. Jimmy Jams. Galladay, a good comp for London? Maybe. Maybe. Weird, your garage is in your backyard. I didn't put it there. Just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. Quay Walker has no chance of falling down. Yeah, he can if you're talking about number 24. Man, Josh Norris, last year's most accurate mock drafter, put Quay Walker like at 13. It's going to be so wild. It is going to be a wild night. Most handsome receiver? I think it's pretty handsome that Traylon Burks goes hog hunting with nothing but a knife and a couple of dogs. Will Quentin Bohanna give us something to smile about in year 2? Possible. Quay Walker's going before Dean. It sounds that way. Where's the pool? Well, I'm ashamed of the pool. I don't want to show you the pool because I'm ashamed of the pool. Because the last few weeks of storms combined with all of the trees coming back to life and having all the stuff means all the pollen stuff got blown in the pool. And the regular cleaning schedule by my cool pool company hasn't been able to defeat the algae. So today they came out and bombed it, or yesterday. So it's improving, but we're not ready. We're not ready. It's not hot. It's not sexy yet. It'll be back to sexy next week. Swimmable, but not sexy. What's your thought on slot receivers like Robinson? Wandale Robinson, Kentucky. The drop rate can be coached. Okay. Um, there's a lot of big, fast guys. Being big and fast does not make you a great NFL football player. What was I about to answer? Why do people get defensive when you give them a scouting report on a player? Christian Watson, compared to other good receiver prospects, has bad hands. And 43 catches and 800 yards is not big stats at North Dakota State. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Are you doing one last mock draft video before the draft? I don't think so. I could, though. I don't really have a plan today. I'm just going to figure out how to pass 6 or 7 hours until it's time to draft them. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. I just kind of wanted to go live and tell everybody to chill out a little bit. I'm watching social media freak out. Like the Cowboys have already screwed something up. Guys, it's draft day. It's draft day. What is the channel going to look like post-draft? Oh, I'll still be doing a once-a-week Cowboys show with Jesse Holly. I'll be doing a once-a-week Cowboys show with Jane Slater. I'll be popping on to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Probably mostly Cowboys. Maybe I'll dip my toes into the Maverick waters. Maybe I'll draft is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Correct. Jeff, do you still play Call of Duty? I've not played in a while. Maybe I should. I can't show you Jane's elbows again. Just go back and rewatch the video. Can Johnson be a better center than Linderbaum? Yes. Oh, that's another interesting thing about the Cowboys. It's weird because I've heard some people that think the Cowboys don't like Zion Johnson. They sure do. They would love him to play center, but they can absolutely play. They think that he can also obviously play guard because he's been good at it in college, but they kind of view him as a center. So yeah, it's clinch night. Last night was clinch night for the Stars. Tonight is clinch night for the Mavs. And it's clinch night for the Cowboys Super Bowl when they take Sky Moore at 24. It's going to be glorious. Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean could be CD and Trayvon. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at Sean becoming a friend of Jeffrey, showing support to the channel, hitting the join button, getting access to those incredible emotes, like the Party of Jeff's emote. Rock and roll. Do you believe the Tyler Smith to Dallas hype? Digging the Swan in the back. Oh, yeah, the Swan's right there. No, I don't think Tyler Smith will be the Cowboys pick. It's just, maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Would you be mad if we took Daxton Hill at 24? No, Daxton Hill's a hellified player, man. Michigan safety slash slot guy. Daxton Hill's a hellified player. Tyler Smith, not so much. Just if it were Tyler Smith, we would just have to have a lot of faith that the Cowboys are better at developing players than I'm going to give them credit for, because I believe their offensive line coach is not capable of developing players, and Tyler Smith needs to be developed a lot. I don't believe that they're capable of doing that. What's wrong with Kenyon Green's knee? I don't know. Those things get floated out there all the time. Medically, I will not know. I don't have that stuff. I'd be watching them play, and I'd be talking about them. That's what I'd be doing. Are you going to work with Vox? Sure. Appreciate you, brother. Happy to support you. Thank you, Sean. You're a beast. Yeah, so this is the backyard. There's some stuff over there. And then there's some stuff over here. And the water's green. and that's not good. No, the Scoutcast ship has not sailed. You just gotta find time when people can do different things. Dude, you need a new wingman? Nah, man. I'm like Ricky Bobby out here. I'm driving around in a car that just says me. That is turf, D-Dac. That is not real grass. It is turf. Have you added shock? Yes, they came by and they did the shock. What are the different things? The chlorine, the muriatic acid, the algae level severity on a scale of 1 to 5 was at 5. So I think they bombed it pretty hard with whatever they bomb it with. And then they'll come back by and check on it and do it one more time. There's something at the bottom of the pool that I think has chlorine in it. My once at 24, Zion, Green, Olave, Burks. Zion, Green, Olave, Burks. Yeah, those are all fine. Do you have to open the gate every time you park your car in the garage? The gate is solar slash electric. So yes, but you do it with the click of a button. Tell Ricky I was high when I said that. Some hot chicks in bikinis usually clean up the water. All right, all right, all right. Not running your pump long enough. I run my pump for 8 to 10 hours a day. Jeff, can you compare John Mechie and Amari as wide receivers? Sorry if I missed your answering already. Sure. The difference between Amari Cooper and Mechie is, I guess they both kind of have inconsistent hands. But Amari is just like Amari's actually a premier athlete, and Mechie isn't. And I love John Mechie. I think he's great. At Alabama, when they needed a first down, they didn't go to James Williams. They went to John Mechie. So tough, reliable, good route runner, smart football player. He's just not an elite athlete, and he's coming off of injury. So in the NFL, I think a lot of teams view that as the ceiling not being as high because he's not a super athlete. But also a lot of great receivers didn't test as great athletes. Pool worth the work. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's just been a rough 3 or 4 weeks for it with all the everything regrowing and then the storms blowing all the pollen in there and but a week from now it'll be full blown summer season. We'll get it all rocking and rolling and clean and beautiful. And it'll be great. 5 seconds in, we get a Talladega reference. Need to run until pool clears up after shocking. Oh, okay. Well, then let me go turn it on. Dynamic. Let's go crazy. Bounce up, get Lloyd. You might not have to bounce up to get Devin Lloyd. Let him drop. Smoking outdoors only, Jeff? I don't smoke. You should do a weekly YouTube Jeopardy with 3 random viewers. Yeah, maybe. Only reason Davis is a first runner is because of the combine. I agree with that. Where's the draft music? Dean greater than Lloyd, agreed. Watch them trade up for Jordan Davis. They ain't gonna trade. They don't care about nose tags. You think they're gonna trade up for one? Maybe they will. But that is the joy of today. You see, we're here, and it's draft time. Round one, guard and wide receiver. Which one? Round 1 or 2? Um. Well, you don't have to visit to get drafted, Jess. You could not need him to visit because you feel like you know everything there is to know about him. I think I would rather they go receiver and then guard than guard and then receiver. But it depends on which players you're talking about too. So it's all good. It's all good. Watching the draft at the Maverick Bar tonight or tomorrow? I am not. I'll be right here broadcasting. Broadcasting. I'll probably go live about 6:30, 6:45 Central Time. KT will join me at 7. King Shadow's trying to get Jordan Davis here. I see you. I ain't mad at you. All right, team. I'll catch up with you later. I'm going to go figure out what I'm going to do with the day. Love you. And I'm going to turn on the pool pump for my pool guy there and get the water moving. Love you guys.